Are you ready? It's time for the Beastcast.
Welcome to the Beastcast. Oh, I don't have my number in front of me. I can't see what number it is. Raven, what number is it? It's 34, right?
It's that one.
It's the one. It's Beastcast.
It's the Beastcast of the Beastcast of all time.
Whoa, that's kind of crazy. Yes. So this is the Joe cast. As always, I'm your host. I be hosting shit. I be roasting shit. No, turn off phone. As always, I'm here with Mr. Raven Scones, Boners.
Either one.
Either one. So today we got a nice chill little episode. So normally we wait until the end of the episode to say some stuff, but we're deciding for this episode we need to say it at the beginning. So because it's very important. So we decided on the Beast Unleashed. If you didn't take a listen to the Beast Unleashed last week, go listen to it. It was a good episode. We yapped a lot. But the Beastcast will be taking a break for 2 weeks over Christmas break, and we'll be returning after Christmas. So if we pull up a Gregorian calendar, December 2023 calendar. So this show comes out on Wednesday. And so it would be Wednesday oh wait, no, it wouldn't even be in December, would it? It would be in January.
Exactly.
It would be, let's see, the 30th, the 31st. Okay, I'm just going to pull up a January calendar. I can't be bothered. Jan 2023 calendar. Okay, so we'll be back January 4th. Wednesday, January 4th. We'll be back. So we're going to take the break off. We're going to take the break off, essentially. Now, normally, the Beastcast runs through Christmas. We did that last year with our cool little fireplace and Christmas stuff and Christmas themes. We had Santa call in. But KILT Studios, which, by the way, I've created. So this is kind of what's going on. So KILT is kind of going through a whole rebrand right now. So I'm at the forefront of the rebranding with the person who runs KILT, the two people that run KILT. And so we have created a new thing. We're no longer KILT Radio because KILT Radio, let's be honest, radio is kind of a dying format. So KILT Studios is the new name of the production of KILT. So it's no longer KILT Radio, it's KILT Studios. We essentially do everything from radio, podcasting, music, all that stuff. So we will be doing all that great, amazing stuff, including podcasts like ours. And so when we come back, we're going to be completely rebranded to KILT Studios. So with that, we are trying to, kind of take a big break and get everything set up. So KILT is not running this Christmas and break over this next couple, like 2.5 weeks. So the Beastcast will not be running on either channel. Now, the Beast Unleashed, probably not either. So just enjoy like a couple weeks off of the Beast Unleashed and the Beastcast. You don't have to listen to our yappy ass little raspy Minnesotan voices anymore. So that's a good thing. A
very good thing.
Second off, when we return, the Beastcast will pretty much be the same exact format. Same 3 segments, about 30 to 40 minutes long. And also, yeah, pretty much everything will be the exact same. So don't worry, we're not going anywhere. And for all you haters, you thought you thought you won, but
that sucks to be you.
Yeah, but we're back, okay? And we're going to be back, trust me. And so this week will be the last. There will still be a Beast Unleashed this Friday, but after Friday we will say, adios and vios amigos, not as home, not as stay. That's the song. I don't know any Spanish. So, yeah, there's your little announcement. And also, as always, thank you guys for listening. So, let's get into it. Raven, do you want to bring a topic first, or should I?
Oh, yeah.
Bring a topic.
So the Video Game Awards happened, and one of the things that I found to really piss me off was somebody in the crowd who was recording the acceptance speech for Game of the Year saw that the teleprompter was set to only allow them to have a 30-second acceptance speech, and when they were trying to say that they were accepting the award in dedication to one of their cinematic directors that had died, the prompter immediately switched to wrap it up.
That is depressing. What the hell? I did not see that. Did you sent that actually, or did you not?
I didn't send it to you yet, no.
But
you could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did
That
not know
is-
about that. Is this kind of like a big thing? Are like people mad about this? Or like a lot of people mad about this? Like has this kind of broke?
I haven't seen like people be super mad about it. Like I haven't like judged the waters to see if people are upset, but I came across it, and to me, I'm just kind of like that's kind of just disrespectful as hell.
It is because like you don't think they well, okay, so here's the thing. I kind of noticed that something was kind of goofy, right? During the VGAs. So the thing is I remember when that woman, it was that guy and that girl. Do you remember that came up on stage after they won the award? And they came up and he started talking and he quickly goes, "Yeah, thanks everybody." And then or he goes, "Yeah, thank you so much." He didn't even say thanks everybody like they were done. He just goes, "Yeah, and thanks." And then he like tried to pass the mic over to her and they started like playing the music. Did you see that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
did.
"Dude, let her talk, bruh." Like, "Oh, we gotta go. We gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up." I gotta see this. I want to see this quick. Going to Twitter, so I'm definitely not showing this because it's gonna be porn somewhere.
Their hearts and souls for 6 years on this game.
What? They have a timer? Wait, that's fucked up.
This was our COVID game. Along the way, we lost quite a few people also, so we want to dedicate this to all people we lost, and especially
Yeah.
Jim, cinematic artist who passed away.
And that's not the only people they did it to. They did it for those who were accepting the award for Tears of the Kingdom, for being that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom game. Those people who were up there accepting their award were only giving 30 seconds and told to wrap it up.
They were having to translate too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That is crazy, dude. They might need to change that from like 30. Here's the thing, dude. If we think about it, okay? If we think about it, just hypothetically, it ran till like what, 10 p.m.? Right. So it went from like 7 to 10 p.m., right? Okay, that's a decent amount of time. But I mean, honestly, thinking about it, if you started even like 30 minutes earlier and you gave everybody like a minute or a minute and 30 seconds to do their speeches, that's reasonable. You know, a reasonable speech should only be like 2 minutes, like a minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes, especially like an acceptance speech. Like think about the Grammys. The Grammys goes on for like 5 hours, right? Like they only broadcast like the Grammys and the Emmys only broadcast like the top 15 or top 20 categories. They don't do like all the other 30 extra categories every single year. Well, actually, I think there's 25 categories, and they only do like 50% of them on. Like they'll kind of do like how the Game Awards does, where they'll have like a person go, and the Grammy for best person who's probably not real and probably AI goes to, you know, whatever. It's stupid. I don't know what weird awards they do at the Grammys and Emmys anymore. I know the Emmys has an entire thing where they don't even show it on screen anymore. They'll just be like, yeah, go to our website to see all the extra winners. Like, no, they're not extra. They got a Grammy, bro. They got an Emmy. They're getting an Emmy. They're getting a whole Emmy, just like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
And no, they're just side projects. Like, yeah.
You know, here's the thing. If this was, because even with Emmys and even Oscars, you know, that you use as examples, those are on TV. But for video game awards, they've actually moved it off of TV because they have more freedom with streaming it live to services. So why is there a time constraint then when they can dedicate all these speeches to these dumb Hollywood celebrities that are coming on stage and these little nifty performances that we don't need? You could easily cut out the announcers and their dumb jokes to quickly announce categories to spare time for the people who actually won the award to give appreciation for winning it.
Or do the format the same exact way. If it's not on TV and you're not trying to fill a time slot, right? Do the show just how you did it this year. and just give them more time to do their speeches. So what if it goes till 10:30 or 11 o'clock? The Emmys start at like what 5 and get done at midnight. So it's like, who gives a shit? Like, does anybody actually care? Like, does anybody care that they sat there for 30 extra minutes? Like, to me, that just seems like the simplest solution. You want to keep all the dumb BS, like with the Muppets and shit in there? Go ahead, keep it in there, but give them more time to do their speeches. 30 seconds? 30 seconds to accept an award is crazy, dude.
It's crazy.
That's like uncalled for crazy. Like, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. I would too.
No, I'm kind of starting, like, that was the thing. Like, I wasn't even going to plan on watching the VGAs this year. I'm kind of glad I did, because I did end up seeing that God of War Valhalla thing, which I'm kind of excited about. But, like, I feel like every single year I just get less and less, especially this year, because there wasn't, like, a game I really thought should win Game of the Year. Like, I didn't play any, like, big games this year that I thought deserved it. Star Wars, I played Star Wars, but
what about Hogwarts?
Dude, Hogwarts Legacy wasn't even in a category.
I know. I was going over games that released this year. Hogwarts Legacy wasn't even in one of them.
Okay, here's the thing with Hogwarts Legacy, and this is exactly why, and I guarantee it. Hogwarts Legacy is kind of tarnished because the game is good, but there's so many problems surrounding the Warner Brothers, Harry Potter stuff right now, that they probably just didn't even want to try to touch it. I'm sure there was people pissed about that.
In my opinion, if the game is good, the game is good. Who cares about what surrounds it?
Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately fair. The thing is, the thing about Hogwarts 2 is unlike Jedi Survivors or like any of the other open world games that came out this year, like Spider-Man, there's no character development. Your character doesn't have any development because the characters are like all preset, or like they're like build your own character, right? So like the character, and because of that, the one thing that a lot of people didn't like was the story of Hogwarts Legacy, because it's fun to fly around on a broom and beat up enemies and stuff like that with magic, but the story starts to get like really lackluster, and then it has like a really boring plot twist. So I think that definitely probably got it out of the Game of the Year category, just because like it's a story game that has a crap story. It's good gameplay wise, like the gameplay is fun, but like the one point of the whole point of the game is it's a story game, right? But the story is kind of lackluster. But it should have still been nominated for a bunch of other categories. Like, the game looked beautiful. Actually, you know what? Now that you say that, I'm Dante. He's a creator I watch, and he's a big Star Wars fan, not Star Wars, sorry, Harry Potter fan. And he was saying that he was like, when he was voting, he was like, bro, where's Hogwarts Legacy for the music? Because he loved the music from Hogwarts Legacy. So it was like best soundtrack, and it has a good soundtrack. It's got like really like Harry Potter-esque music. It's really cool. Also, it's a young developer too. They're not AAA. They were a mobile game developer before that, so it was probably the same thing. It was like, yeah, just try not to tarnish the integrity or whatever. It's bullshit. Whatever. But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, it didn't even have a single category, did it? Not one.
No. And I thought the graphics in it were amazing in the cinematics too.
Oh yeah, it had great cinematics.
And the art in it too. I mean, it looks like a very detailed, thorough, game. And so it's just kind of weird.
See, and that's the thing, is that game gives the illusion that it's very fleshed out. But the thing about that game is, on the outside, it looks like that, but on the inside, once you start getting in depth, it's like GTA 5. It's a lot of barrenness. It's a lot of nothing going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
All right, moving on to something else that I think needs to be said. So, something happened last night that was actually, I think this would have been, it would have been about 2 nights ago now, from the time we're recording this. So Keanu Reeves' home was raided by burglars in ski masks. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I didn't.
So, Keanu Reeves, his house, I'll pull up the article right here that I was reading. House address, that's the first thing that comes up. So actor Keanu Reeves' house was targeted by burglars Wednesday or Thursday evening. Sorry, not Wednesday. The Los Angeles Police Department was called out to Reeves' house around 6:30 p.m. KABC reported. A caller reported seeing 4 suspects going into the house through the window. And then there's more to it. They stole a gun. I don't know what gun they stole.
Ooh, a prop from the John Wick movies?
Maybe. Possibly. Officers headed back after 5 hours later. The alarm was set off, blaring at 1 a.m., the outlet said. The time police spotted multiple men, more than before apparently, in ski masks on the security camera. So this just wasn't like one endeavor, like a bunch of idiots like saying like, oh. Entered the star's home that was estimated to be worth around $7 million. Wait, can we just talk about that for a second? That is crazy. His house is $7 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know who has a more expensive house than him?
Who?
His name starts with an H and has 3H3.
Dang.
H3H3. Can you believe that? That motherfucker has a more expensive house than Keanu Reeves.
That's because Keanu Reeves loves to live humbly as best he can.
True. Dude, H3H3 has like a $10 million mansion, dude.
Yeah, aside from what he has to do to pay any taxes on upkeep for his property, Keanu Reeves has openly admitted and shown that when he makes movies, that when he does movies and accepts the check, he donates everything except for $60,000 for him to live off of a year.
That's such a nice guy. Doesn't he own a motorcycle company too?
Dude, I don't know that much about him.
What?
I know he takes the random New York subway or random subways station.
Did you ever see? It was breaking grounds like 2 months ago. It said like you just made the nicest actor be pissed, and the guy was like begging him for like an autograph, and he goes, "Sorry, bro, I had to do this." And he goes, "No, you fucking don't." Like he got pissed because like the guy kept harassing Keanu, and Keanu was like, "Dude, can you just stop? Like, can you just please stop?" And they just wouldn't stop. They just wouldn't stop like begging him and like harassing him. And so the dude finally like signed his fucking whatever. It's like, dude, you just pissed off one of the nicest dudes ever. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
People can be so rude. But no, so that time the police spotted multiple men in ski masks on the security camera smashing a window. Police said the suspect took one firearm from the home before fleeing. Reeves was not at the home at the time, the sources said. Wow.
Interesting.
So these guys like were on like some like Ocean's 8 heist or something just to get one object. They broke into Keanu Reeves' house and stole more than likely a prop gun for John Wick. That's crazy, bro. What the fuck?
If it wasn't a prop, it must have been a really good gun to take.
Yeah, but like out of everything, you're just like, oh, we'll just take this gun. But surely, like, that's easy to track because you can't really sell guns easily either, can you? Like, how many pawn shops actually are legally allowed to take guns anymore?
That I wouldn't know that one.
Because I know, like, okay, so, like, I've watched enough Pawn Stars in my day. Well, first off, Pawn Stars is fake, but I've watched enough Pawn Stars in my day to know that, the thing about it is if a gun is registered before, I think it has to be, like, 19 something, like 1914 or 1915, you can just own the gun without, as long as you're over the age of 18, you can own the gun, because it's considered a historical weapon. So everything after that point, and the year always changes like every single year because, you know, stuff will slowly get older. But after that point, you have to register the firearm. So like if you got like an MP40, like a Nazi German MP40 from World War II, right? You'd still have to register it as a legal firearm because it technically can still functionally fire properly like every single time. Which, how true that is, you know. Guns were not, especially during wartime, are not manufactured the best because they're being mass produced quickly. But like if you get like a Smith & Wesson like 1870 something revolver, you don't got to register it. You can literally buy it. Most of the time they don't fire. A lot of Smith and Wessons that go for cheaper, like under $10,000, you ain't gonna be able to shoot a bullet out of that fucker.
I gotta go get one.
Jeez. Actually, I know a guy who does gun collect. It's pretty cool. The thing about gun collecting too is because you can collect, dude, like the guns that you can collect from like 1400 to like now, there's so many guns you can get. I did a paper in this spring here in 2023. Last year's for my post-secondary college class that I was doing. I did a what's it called? I did a paper on like the evolution of firearms from like when the Chinese created gunpowder to like us now. And it's a very in-depth history. Like even like 60 years ago, like guns have changed like so much. Like a gun,
Yeah, they have.
like a gun in today's time is like yeah, you wouldn't think that, but they are. It's just insane. It's crazy. They're a lot safer now. They like those guns back in the day. At any point, they could just totally combust on you. They could just
Yeah,
and you'd be
they could
dead.
blow off your hands.
Yeah, and you'd have no hands more than likely if you survive. And also they had a lot of problems with what's it called? With jamming. They used to jam badly. And then the only way to really get it unjammed was to essentially bang it really hard. And do you know what happens when you bang a gun really hard? Sometimes the little piston in it will fucking click and it will fire. So if you're like banging it upwards, you can just pop your head off. The best way to clean a gun barrel is to look down it.
I mean, that could work.
That's how I want to go out. I want to go out cleaning a gun barrel.
Just make sure the safety's off.
Yeah, just make sure the safety's off. No, but one gun. Okay, how much do you think that gun is worth, though? Like, hypothetically, it's a John Wick prop. What do you think those John Wick props go for?
I would say between 700K and $1 million.
You know, I wonder, because I know, like, the James Bond, like, gun props from, like, the old movies goes for a lot of money. They can go for, like, up to $1 million, too. And John Wick was such a popular franchise, too, I wonder. I'd be curious. I'm sure, like, Keanu probably isn't that bad. I'm sure he's pissed that he got robbed, like, what the fuck? But, like, I'm sure he's probably not mad that, like, out of all the things they could have stole, they only stole, like, a prop gun. Or a gun. I don't know. Oh, shit. But, yeah. Okay. So, Deadpool 3 has been getting a bunch of leaks. So, apparently, Ryan Gosling. Or, Ryan Gosling. Yeah. No. Ryan Reynolds, sorry. God, I just watched Blade Runner the other day. So, I'm, like, in my Ryan Gosling era again. I drive. So apparently Ryan Reynolds, he posted a bunch of photos from the Deadpool 3 set, and apparently he wasn't supposed to because Disney cease and desisted and took them down. But the photos confirmed that apparently, what's her name? Whoever played, I think her name was Vanessa, right? Was her name Vanessa in the second movie? Or in the first movie? Which one was she in? She was in one of those two movies.
Let me look this up.
Deadpool cast. Yeah, she was in the first movie. Vanessa, Maureen Baccarin. Apparently nobody, like, it was supposed to be like quiet that she was in this movie. And Ryan Reynolds posted a picture and she was in it. And so everybody, like, knows now that she's at least coming back for something. And
Okay.
I think, can I just say, I think that's the funniest shit ever. That out of all the people who is gonna, like, who's gonna leak, like, from the show, it's the guy who's playing the main character in the show. Like, what do? Fire him?
I can't-
You can't fire him.
Nope.
Well, I mean, you could. You could fire him from acting. You could just have him voice act.
Ooh, no, don't do that. That would be terrible. That's a good way to ruin the movie.
Yeah, it's just not have him on set.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Dude,
Oh,
his mannerisms make the character. You couldn't have him voice act.
dude, that opening scene of Deadpool 1, the 12 bullets, it's not the opening scene.
Mhm.
When he first becomes Deadpool, that is probably one of my top 5 moments of like superhero intros of all time. It's up there with Iron Man for sure. Like the first time he gets the Iron Man suit,
Yeah.
it's definitely up there. The 12 bullets thing, like, oh, I only got 12 bullets left or whatever. Bop, bop, bop.
Looks like you guys are gonna have to share.
Headshot, boom, through both of them. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
that movie came out in 2016? Really? I thought it came out before that. I thought it came out like 2014. Really? It was 2016. Wow.
Yeah, 2016.
So how long have we not had a Deadpool movie? When did the second one come out? 2018? 2019?
Yeah, 2018.
So so it's been like what, 6 years?
Yeah.
Damn. What the heck? Dude, I did not know that. I did not realize that Deadpool 2 came out so close to like right after. It also came out really close to Infinity War too. Like 2 months after. So that must have been weird. Because Josh Brolin played Thanos too. So then you see him in Deadpool 2 and you're like, what? Get out of here. You ain't meant to be in here. Okay. So, we talked about this, we talked about this on the Beast Unleashed, but streaming services just got a bunch of new, like shows. Now, Raven, we're getting close to time for the new show that's coming out this month, and it's not a show, it's a movie on Netflix.
Which one?
Zack Snyder's.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. No, Max is like going crazy right now too. Max has like fuck. Max, like, okay, so Netflix has like Rebel Moon coming out this month, right? But like Max has like all of A24's movies being added this month, including Dream Scenario. So, argue which one would be better. And now, to be fair, nobody's seen Rebel Moon yet, so we don't know how good it actually is.
That's true. We haven't seen
Because-
it, and I haven't seen Dream Scenario either.
That's true too. I've heard Dream Scenario is very good though. But that's the problem when these like straight to Netflix movies come out, right? Because Netflix will only they won't preview it to anybody pretty much, right? Like nobody gets a preview like they do for the theatrical releases of stuff. Also, dude, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think Rebel Moon needs to be a movie we see in theaters. Like this movie just seems like that type of movie that you would want to watch in a theater, like Dune. Like it just gives off like really big like Dune vibes, like Dune X Star Wars. He did Watchmen. Yeah, he did do Watchmen, didn't he? I don't think I've
Mhm.
ever watched Watchmen. Now that I think about it.
I don't think I have either.
Really? I know it's like meant to be kind of like a parody of. Yeah, it's meant to be like a parody of like the Avengers, right?
I don't think it's meant to be a parody.
Really?
Yeah, because it's part of comics.
What comic universe?
I honestly don't know.
It's got the guy. It's got the blue guy, the lick my balls guy. You know what I'm talking about? What? Why did Steve Jobs die of ligma? And then it goes, who the hell is Steve Jobs? And he goes, ligma balls, and he blows him up. Yeah, that's this movie. Yeah, the blue guy. Who plays the blue guy? What's his name? His name.
I don't know. His name. Well, I know the blue guy's
Dr.
name is Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
Manhattan. I just don't know the actor's name. But that dude is like a god.
Billy Crudup. No, yeah, is he like the god of the? Is this so? This isn't. Is this like part of like any of the actual like superhero universes, like the DC or Marvel, or or is it kind of like one of those side comic spinoffs?
I think it's one of the side.
Like the Boys.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because I could have swore it was part of comics, but
Why did Watchmen flop? The series failed to capture the timeless appeal of its predecessors' novels. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's based off of a comic book maxi series by the British creative team and writer Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons.
Yeah.
It was published in DC Comics.
Yeah, it's based off of DC Comics from the 80s.
Yeah, see, I knew I was right about that. I just sometimes I know that Zack Snyder, as we see with Rebel Moon, makes his own shit.
That's based off of other shit. Dude, that's how I want to be as a director. That's how I want to be moving. Also, I'm sure he quit Watchmen when they were like, bro, just direct a Superman movie. And he's like, fuck yeah. He directed a Superman movie. All right, when we come back, we will continue yapping. I got some other things I want to bring up, some statistics I may or may not bring up. And when we come back, we'll go nuts. Enjoy Raven's little transition.
Welcome back to the Beastcast, baby. Thank you for staying tuned in this far. We have the best takes, best content, and we love our rabbit trails of conversation. We have our hosts, JJ and Ravenbones, bringing you another segment. I hope you enjoy.
All right, welcome back to the Beastcast. Where we left off, we were yapping about Zack Snyder. As always, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. And I'm curious. That's like, dude, oh my god, that's like 6 days.
Yeah.
That's next Friday, this upcoming Friday. Holy shit, dude. I'm kind of excited for that a little bit.
I am too. I can't wait to see what he brings to the table and how badly he makes Disney cry.
Dude, it's gonna be one of those movies that's gonna like completely like show like what Star Wars could be, and then like all the Star Wars fans are like, we're done.
However, I'm not going to watch it biasedly though. Okay, like if it's a truly shitty movie, then it's a truly shitty movie. Like I'm not going to watch it going, oh, I bet Disney's crying about this. I'm actually just going to watch it just for the sake of, this is what Disney turned down. Let's see how his vision came to be and then judge it from there to see if it actually is good or not. Because I don't want people suddenly liking or accepting this movie simply because they want to stick it to Disney.
True. That's ultimately true too, because it's like if you, that's not like the way to do it. Like, you know, if you want to show Disney like who's boss, like the best way is to just, you know, beat them with fire. But don't be like, oh, this movie's bad, but like it's the best thing we have next to Disney, so like we're gonna just pretend like this is the greatest movie of all time, you know, to piss Disney off. I feel like that's not justified.
Yeah.
So
I'm judging this on its own merits.
I mean, yeah, just try to put that aside when you're watching it, right? I am curious, can these type of movies win Emmys
Yes, they can.
for like best movie, like best
Yes.
motion picture film?
Yeah, The Irishman was nominated for one.
What did that
And it
really
was
was
a
that
Netflix-
Netflix? That was a Netflix only, right?
Yeah, it was a Netflix only.
I can't believe they actually got him to do Netflix only. And then he did that with Apple too. But that Killers of the Flower Moon released in theaters though too.
Yeah.
But it was another one of those Apple like historical movies that they did from a good director. They did that with The Banker too. That had like Sam Jackson in it and the guy who plays the new Captain America, the black one. He played Eagle Eye or whatever his name was in before.
Falcon.
Eagle Eye.
Oh my God, Falcon.
Dude, I forgot Falcon
Eagle Eye.
I forgot Falcon fucking existed, dude. Like, no, dude, I forgot there was even a show. Like, there's an actual Captain America show. They should have done a movie from the get-go, dude. From the get-go.
Mhm.
The gecko. But yeah, I'm curious. No, the thing is though, this is something that my science teacher said in 2021 when Dune came out. Dune, you remember Dune? And I was
Yep,
like,
I remember.
this movie is fucking awesome. This movie could definitely be like a motion picture like award. Like definitely like one of the best motion pictures. And we were talking about it. I think me and my friend Tyson were talking about it in class. And he said, "You guys are so silly." He goes, "It's funny." And we were like, "What?" It was a good movie. And he goes, "I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie." He goes, "But this is how the world works. There will never ever be the best motion picture of the year. Never ever will a fully science fiction universe film win motion picture of the year. It's never happened. Everything everywhere all at once doesn't really count. It's science fiction, but it's still like based off of Earth. Like when you take a fully new universe like Star Wars, Dune, Star Trek, stuff like that, it's never ever won." And he goes, "And it never will." He goes, "It's not. It's just because it doesn't connect with enough people. It connects with a lot of people, but it doesn't make them feel like it's the movie they deserve because it's not based around anything they know. It's like a completely foreign world." He goes, "I love it." He goes, "That's like my whole point is I want to retreat to a movie so I can get away from the world. But people want stuff that's talking about the world and the issues in the world." And of course, he was
Wait,
right.
didn't Lord of the Rings?
But Lord of the Rings is based off of Earth too.
But it's still a fictional fantasy Earth that's kind of not around. You have trolls, orcs, magic, wizards. It's still a fantasy-like world. It would be like if he had a World of Warcraft movie that's still technically in this world of humans and Earth, but it's still fantasy.
Did it get an Oscar is the question. Has it won 17 Oscars. Let's take a look.
Or is he meaning like just movie of the year? It will never get that award.
Well, yeah, it's never gotten that award. The Fellowship of the Ring was nominated for 9 and won 4. The Two Towers was nominated for 4 and won 2. And Return of the King, get this shit, holy fuck. I've never seen this. So for the Oscars, right? The Oscars, Emmys, whatever.
Mhm.
The Return of the King was nominated for 11 and won 11. Damn.
It won almost every single category.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. No, I don't care. Fuck. I just want to see. I want to see the awards, dude. What is this ad? This ad was fucking massive. It just like popped up on the entire. Where is the awards at? What? Oh, awards. Okay, it won. Okay, in 2002, out of the 13, the winning categories were for Best Cinematography, Best Effects and Visual Effects, Best Makeup, Best Music Original Score, Best Actor in Supporting Role, Ian McKellen, Best Art Direction, best costume design, best director, best editing, best music / song, best picture and sound, best writing, best screenplay based off of material previously produced.
So which one is movie of the year?
So movie of the year would be like movie of the year 2022 was Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? Morbius! Yo, top picks. What was not number one. Like Academy Award. So that would have been like the
Best motion picture
of the year.
Well, isn't Best Picture the same thing?
So that's what I'm wondering. I'm completely wondering that.
Click on it and see if.
No, it's different.
Ah, okay.
Academy Award for Best Picture is different. So Everything Everywhere All at Once. Wait. No.
Wait, then yeah.
Okay, so I see. Okay, so I get it. So, yes, there are two different categories. It changed its name, that's why.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so Everything Everywhere All at Once won. However, it's still based off of Earth. Now, I am wondering. That does make me wonder, and I wonder, and I'm back. That does make me wonder, however, if that is considered Earth, because it's technically Middle Earth. And I think what he was getting at is you take like a completely fictionalized science fiction universe, planets that don't involve Earth, right? And you get, it's never won. Like Star Wars. It's like, dude, what is this ad? Describe the feeling? Bro, get out of here. Okay, this actually is crazy, though, that it won so many. Rings of Power Emmy. I gotta see this. Oh my god. Did it actually... Outstanding main title. Let's go. It won Outstanding Main Title, Raven. Wait. Oh, it was a nominee. Did it win? I mean, okay, yes, it did have good visual effects. I'll give it that.
Yeah, the visual effects were good. That Mordor scene in number 6 when it blew up was fucking amazing.
Yes, dude. Oh my god. So, Raven, I was not paying attention at all. Like, okay, I was paying attention. I shouldn't yap like that. Sorry. That was a wrongful yap. I was paying attention, but like I wasn't paying attention to where he was the king of. Do you remember? He was like, what was he the king of? He was like the king of the Southlands or whatever.
Who?
The Sauron.
He was king of Mordor.
Yeah, no, but like, do you remember like what his title was before like it turned into that? Like, okay. Okay, so you remember, right? Okay, do you remember him? Fuck. I want the guy. Yeah, the Rings of Power. This guy, right? Do you remember this guy, right? Do you remember what he said he was the king of before, like to everybody else to make them think that he wasn't Sauron?
No, I don't remember.
He was like he was saying he was like the king of like the Southlands or whatever. And you were like, "Oh yeah, that's not a real place. Like that's not what it is." And then it changed into Mordor or whatever, right? After the explosion of Mount Doom. Am I yapping or am I right? I'm right, am I?
Yeah, you were right that's what I called it. That's what I said about the Southlands not existing or not being called that before it got turned into the land we see it today.
Because she even mentions that the girl who plays what's the fucking bitch's name? Galadriel, right?
Mm-hmm.
She even mentions that. She goes, "Now that I think about it, there hasn't been a king of the Southlands. And it's not even a real title." And then all of a sudden he's like, "I'm Sauron." Wait, Sauron's in the Lego Batman movie? What? Yo, Batman versus Sauron fight?
Yeah, I think they just called it the Southlands simply because Tolkien never gave Mordor an actual name before Mount Doom did its Mount Doomy things. And it did retain a lot of its lustful vegetation even after Mount Doom did its thing. So it slowly got, corrupted because of orcs and the growing of evil. But that's just something they put as a placement to show you the origins of Mount Doom.
I will say,
which is why I applaud it. That's why I applaud it, and why I say number 6 is worth it, because they did something where they were like, yeah, Tolkien never really wrote the origins of it, so we can do that really quick, and then boom, here we are. And I was all like, hey, that it doesn't. That's not how it was, but there isn't really a story on how it came to be. So this is actually like the best way to do it.
And the other thing too that I think was really interesting, and I will give it props for this. When that fucking mountain exploded, dude, that was one of the best visual effects I've seen from a TV show ever.
It was.
I was like, damn. And then like you get to the next episode after, and like all the people are in the smoke, and you're like, oh, shit went down. Like this is like,
yeah,
this is, and that's why I'm hoping in season 2. Okay, season 1 had so many problems. Like Rings of Power has so many problems. But in season 2, they can easily fix like a lot of the random bullshit that happens in season 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it mainly starts with good character writing. And also the girl who played Galadriel, she's done. Didn't she say she's quit? Wasn't that something we talked about on the Beastcast when it happened?
Yeah, she quit.
So they're gonna have to find a replacement for her too. So
I feel like she did that. Immaturely. We weren't, at least not me. Okay, because I've never really seen that actress. If I have, I don't know what movies I saw her in. For me, it was more of she was doing what the script wanted her to do, and somebody like me, I was blaming the director and the writer for what they were having her portray as Galadriel. I didn't think she was a shitty actress. I just think that she was just following orders, similar to like Attack of the Clones with Star Wars Episode 2. It's technically a really badly acted movie, but it's because George Lucas was making them act that way.
That's true. The other thing about Attack of the Clones too is George Lucas was under so much fire when he was making that shit, and I think that was kind of in his background, like not in his forefront of his mind. He had people up his ass the entire time he was making that movie from inside Lucasfilms. He was, well, first off, he was dealing with they literally, did you ever hear about that takeover they tried to do at Lucasfilms? Like when the board tried to take over and stop him from making the other 2 movies, and he like stopped them before they tried to remove him from the company. Like, you remember like Green Goblin when he's like, you can't do this to me. I started this damn company. You know that? Like that was literally going down like exactly like that. Like they were about to kick him off through the board. And he stopped it while he was still doing fucking Attack of the Clones. So he was in the middle of making a movie while he had people in his own camp trying to fucking take him out of his job. So I don't blame him for
sad.
It is sad because I don't blame him at all for selling to Disney, because he fucking didn't want to be part of Lucasfilms anymore. It was just so bad. Like it was tough. He wanted to retire. B, the money was there to retire. Royalties are through the fucking roof with Disney. Like he has it set up where I guarantee he's definitely got the best deal. Disney did not get the best deal from Star Wars. I promise you, it was George Lucas. Mainly because Disney thought that it was just an instant cash cow. Just like how Prime thought with Lord of the Rings, right? Where they thought if we just spend $1 billion to get all the rights to it, and then we just pump out garbage, it will just churn itself. Like it just makes money. Like it's just a money printer. And then Disney fucking got the short end of the stick because they realized they can't just do that. And they ended up losing a shit ton of money on their sequel trilogy, which is why they are still yet to release a full Star Wars movie, because they don't know what's gonna fucking work, because Disney won't execute. Even Kathleen Kennedy is literally saying Dave Filoni has an idea for a movie. And Disney goes, but we don't know if that's going to work. Well, why don't you know if that's going to work? Well, because the sequel trilogy didn't work. Our sequel trilogy that we wanted to make didn't work. So how do we know what you're going to make is going to work? Well, have you seen all the shows we've been doing? Like The Mandalorian, Ahsoka? Yeah, there's some people that don't like it, but majority of everybody likes it, including a lot of the Star Wars fans. Although a few people didn't like Ahsoka, but for other reasons. Those people were actually just retarded. I saw something about Ahsoka that pissed me off. Dude, you know she should have died. Like, that whole, like, going to the world between worlds and fighting Anakin makes no sense, bro. Like, how is that even canon? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you can just shut up. Like, it's never explained how the world between worlds works. And she's also a very powerful Jedi. So it's not out of the reason to assume that maybe she can fight death off for a little bit while they help her recover. It's not out of the question. Like, I can't believe that. Like, the same shit happened with the Obi-Wan series. When they killed off the first brother, well, they didn't kill him off. Do you remember when she stabbed the first brother, right? In that second episode or third episode, and people were like, oh my god, he doesn't die. He's not the one that's supposed to die. They just made this character to kill another character. And the writers had to come out before the episode came out to essentially say, listen, this is a leak, but you guys won't get off our dick, so we got to tell you this leak. He's not dead. It's like a whole coup. Like, it's a whole plot. The whole plot is you think he's dead. Like, that's the whole thing. It's not, you're supposed to think he's dead. Like, we did our job so well that you thought he was dead. Like, that's just good writing. They had to spoil their own show so the fans would shut the fuck up. That's crazy to me. Those fans gotta stop. Those, like, fake diehard fans, those ones that will be like, no, it's the same ones that will, like, watch Rebels and watch the Clone Wars, and then they'll be like, they'll shit on the sequels. Whatever, sure, you can shit on the sequels. But then they shit on everything that comes out after the prequel trilogy. Oh, Rogue One makes no sense. We didn't need it. Oh, Solo was terrible, which, yeah. Oh, The Mandalorian makes no sense. Why the hell do we need a show about a Mandalorian? Oh, it's not even making sense of the canon. Actually, this one time in this one book that's from the Legends from 1989 says that the Mandalorians do this. And it's like, dude, just fucking stop. Just pipe down. But no, it's not the point I'm trying to get to is it's not just like a churning, pumping cash flow. Like, you're not just going to be able to put out garbage and expect there to be billions of dollars coming back in return. And I think Prime realized that. And I am assuming that their next season of Rings of Power will more than likely be better than whatever the garbage we got season 1 was.
No, we'll just have to see.
It's coming out next year, by the way. You know that. It's going to be a year.
Yeah.
It's like less than 6 months probably.
And well, for me, I'm one of those dudes where before I make a judgment on a show, I finish the entirety of the season that comes out. I don't judge it off of each episode as it's released. I wait to form my opinion until the last episode has been seen. Even if, like, plots might be resolved in future seasons, I judge the seasons as they are released. Like, for example, the new Monarch one with Godzilla. I haven't made up my mind on if it's good or bad yet, simply because I haven't fully seen the rest of season come out to know if you starting up episode 1 will take you on a journey that's worth it. And I did that with Obi-Wan Kenobi, because for me, it's like, I want to see Ewan McGregor come back as Obi-Wan Kenobi, so let me watch. And the whole time I was hearing people with each episode, as you said, they were bitching about constantly different things. And I'm just over here like, well, we don't know. We have to see the next episode. And when I reached finally to the end, I was like, all right, well, here were the problems with the show. This definitely wasn't a problem because it was addressed. And you guys would have known that if you just shut the hell up and let it. To me, I watch it as if like you're listening to somebody's argument. You have to let them finish the entirety of their argument to know what the hell they're saying.
Exactly. And the other thing too about this is the thing is the only problems that most of the time stem from these TV shows are the people who are watching it. Like, the only problem you're having with the show, like when somebody says, oh, the show is bad. Okay, well, why is it bad? Well, it's poor writing. Well, tell me, is the show finished? No. Okay, so how do you know what's going to happen? You know that this character is going to do this thing? Well, the Lord of the Rings movies have already been out, and we know this thing has to eventually happen. Okay, so it's going to eventually happen. You just said that. It's going to eventually happen. They're not rewriting the whole show. Who knows? Maybe they're just taking a different direction towards it, right? That's kind of what they did with Star Wars. Now, I am kind of an asshole when it comes to the Obi-Wan show, mainly because I still refuse to believe that Obi-Wan and Anakin / Darth Vader actually fought in between their time on Mustafar to their final battle on the Death Star. See, no matter what you say, and sure, you can rewrite it and whatever. I've come to accept that, yeah, it was a dope-ass fight. It was cool. I'm glad to see it happen. But at the same time, I know that even in canon, like, Darth Vader never even sees Obi-Wan or gets close to Obi-Wan in between that 20-year period, let alone fights him. And so that was one of the only plot holes that I had that I thought was really weird. And it's like, the last time I met you, I was but a learner. Now I am the master. Now here's the thing. In that 10-year period, so about 10 years. So the show takes place in between episodes 3 and episodes 4, right? Anakin is far mastered with the Force as he can be by the time like that 10-year period comes. So there's no way he's a learner anymore. He is not learning. He is done. So now what you have happen is, do you go off of the original George Lucas idea, or do you kind of just accept that maybe that's not what he meant, and maybe it was written in the 70s, so who cares? And I'm kind of coming on the second one, like, okay, it was written so long ago, who cares? It was cool to see it happen, but at the same time, I know in my brain, I know that like that didn't happen. That's the only problem I have with Obi-Wan. I don't have any other problems with Obi-Wan really. The only thing is about Obi-Wan, other than that fight, is I didn't like at first that he was kind of like the like, I'm done with the Force, but at the same time, I kind of know that's kind of how Obi-Wan's character has always been, so I kind of forgave it. But no, I am curious about that. How is Monarch going, by the way? Like, personally, like, are you enjoying it?
Well, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it so far. I'm not understanding where it's trying to lead me is the problem. Like, normally, and that's not a bad thing. It's just normally when these shows start off, I'm kind of like, ooh, what's going to happen next? Ooh, are we going to do this and that? Here, it's kind of like, I honestly don't know what's going on in terms of where they want to lead me, but I'm just following the journey that they are also on. So it kind of makes sense not to know that. Because like, okay, there was this cool TV show called From, where the first season of it was, to me, an amazing season. But I didn't know like what was going on because the world that they were presenting was such a mystery to where like I wanted to keep watching. Here, it's more of a, I just don't know where we're going. I don't know what the end goal of any of this is, but I'm still going along with it because they seem to be showing me things that I wished I had gotten in King of the Monsters in 2017's movie release. It was showing the gap between the first Godzilla and the second Godzilla movie that I wished they would have elaborated on more when that movie had came out. So it's kind of like I'm just kind of getting the fill that I wanted before.
And see, I agree with that. I'm so excited that kaiju are becoming really popular. Like, these massive monster verse is becoming popular because too much of the discretion, I actually liked Godzilla 2014. I thought,
same.
Out of all the movies, the one thing about Godzilla 2014 that was actually done right, not only was the VFX, the VFX looked great, but I felt like it was one of these kaiju movies recently that actually had like a decent human storyline to it.
Yeah.
And like then going off of that, Godzilla kind of falls the hell off. Like that 2017 movie with Millie Bobby Brown, that was crazy. Like I couldn't stand
Stranger Things with Godzilla.
Stranger Things with Godzilla. Now, speaking of Stranger Things too, because I want to talk about this Godzilla more in depth. But the final season of Stranger Things is officially underway and it's under production, and they will actually start filming in early January 2024. And the show will more than likely be out at the beginning of 2025 or the end of 2024. Raven, did you like the last season of Stranger Things? Or did you even watch Stranger Things? Were you one of the...
Oh, I did. I watched it.
I've watched all the Stranger Things, so I want to hear your opinion on what you thought.
I did and didn't like it. There were a lot of episodes I loved, and then it was more of some of the plot lines annoyed the crap out of me. Just a small amount. I loved Vecna.
Yes,
I loved his character. I love that we came around to Eleven's origins and how where did she come from in the very first season when we see her wandering around in that patient gown. I liked that whole thing with Vecna. I'm kind of getting tired. The theme that I got tired about was in the second season, she does something to where her powers become affected at the end of it. And then in season 3, when she learns to believe in herself and learns more, and then suddenly her powers get affected in it. And then number 4 is literally her without powers, and then once again having to rediscover her powers, and she comes in at the end like a Superman and just solves everything. And then it's kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, I was actually having fun in season 4 without her around the other characters. Dude. Because it felt like the characters were actually experiencing a threat with Vecna that she couldn't just instantly solve.
The Russia side plot was fucking amazing.
It was.
That
was amazing.
It. With the fucking little
Demogorgon.
No, the demi-hounds or whatever, the smaller ones.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah.
Dude, I was like, oh, this is fucking sick. Because like a lot of the Stranger Things universe is based off of like those really old like theory, like conspiracy theory stuff like that. And like, you know, all of that like testing and project testing, it wasn't just America that was doing it. It was Russia a lot too. Like a lot of that stuff. So like to actually see that kind of explored too a little bit was fucking awesome. Same with The Boys. I love that The Boys in season 3 actually had like a Russia side plot to it. Like the Russians obviously like in the 80s wanted something to combat the superheroes in America. Like it's like the same with the nuclear arms race. So like when they get Soldier Boy and they start trying to turn him into this like super weapon to kill like all of America, like it's fucking sick. Like I love that. Like I love that side plot. And that fucking side plot was so well done. I loved it. And then the ending, well, the learning who Vecna was the craziest part of for me. Like learning what Vecna was. And I'm just like, wow. Like this is fucking sick. It's
shout out to Eddie.
Yes, dude. They also put the Stranger Things cast into Dead by Daylight way too early because, dude, they put the Demogorgon in Dead by Daylight as the killer. You know, for the Stranger Things update, yeah. They should have waited and done Vecna. It would have been way more cool to do. Well, Demogorgon's fun to play as, but like Vecna would be like Vecna's way more powerful. Like he has way more abilities. Like the Demogorgon, all the Demogorgon really does is he just like has this like ability where he can just like sense people, and then when he senses them, he can just like insta TP on them. It's kind of busted, but like Vecna has like so many powers. It could have been cool. It could have been really cool. But no, yeah. So they're filming the last season. And I am curious how they're gonna. They're actually ending it. I can't believe that they're actually fucking ending Stranger Things. Like I never thought I'd actually hear them be like, "Yeah, this is the last season. We're done." I'd be like, "What?"
I bet you there's gonna be a whole lot of spinoffs.
There's definitely gonna be a spinoff. Like 10 years from now, there's gonna be a spinoff when they're like older, like early 2000s. Just you watch. Just you fucking watch. Shout out to the pizza guy, bro.
Oh yeah, that pizza guy was hilarious.
Dude, he looks exactly like my friend Zeke. And every single time my friend Zeke, so I used to always wear like this really like stuck up polos and like pants and shit like that. And so my friend Zeke, he used to always like post this thing on his Instagram story of this guy in like VR chat that kind of looked like me a little bit. And he'd be like, "What type of girls do you like?" He goes, "I like all women." And he goes, "Do you like black girls?" And the guy goes, "I love black girls." I'd always post this picture when he'd post me on his story with that shit. Because he looks exactly like this guy. With the long hair and everything. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Godzilla, and then we're going to go nuts. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the Beastcast, baby. Thank you for staying tuned in this far. We have the best takes, best content, and we love our rabbit trails of conversation. We have our hosts, JJ and Ravenbones, bringing you another segment. I hope you enjoy.
Welcome back to the Joecast, where we left off. We were Joeing up. We were yeasting. We want to talk about Godzilla. Now, I got to talk about Godzilla Minus One, because this has been making rounds. First off, this movie has over 1,000 plus verified audience scores. It's at a 98%. 98. 90 fucking 8 and 97 from reviewers. I can't remember the last time I saw a movie that was this highly rated by everybody. What movie can you think of other than other than this?
I guess I can't think of anything either.
Like, this is like insane. This is like every single person essentially liked this film. Like almost every single person gave this like damn near a 5-star. It's crazy. Apparently I need to see this movie. I'm so pissed. I want to see this movie so badly. Like, you have no idea how fucking badly I want to see this movie right now. And I can't. It's nowhere around here. Not in Little Rock, not in my local theater, not in Memphis. Like, where do I go? I can't go anywhere to see this movie, bro. I'm so ticked. I'm like,
yeah, it's
the
crappy.
problem with this shit. No, it's a big problem with these movies that are not American made, like not filmed in the U.S. and produced in the U.S., is a lot of the local theaters never get them, dude. And it's so sad, because this is probably, Raven, right now, this is on track to quite literally be like an Oscar. Like, this could be an Oscar nominee.
I hope that it is, because so far those trailers are...
Well, apparently the human subplot is amazing in this too, first off. Like, it's amazing. And then, just looking at, like, the pictures of Godzilla Minus One, like, looking at the still caps, it looks fantastic on such a minuscule budget. Like, it looks so good.
The first 5 seconds of... Yeah, the first 5 seconds of the review sums it up.
Yeah! That should be the whole review. Done.
Okay. It looks good. Where did he see it? How did that guy see it?
He lives in Seattle, so I'm sure there's a really big, popular theater.
Oh, I hate Seattle. I love Seattle and I hate it. I was supposed to go to Seattle this Christmas, but I didn't go. Oh, man. No, Seattle always ticks me off, dude. Because, okay, Seattle's really weird, right? Because it never gets, like, cold enough in Seattle to, like that I want to wear a jacket, but it never gets hot enough that I don't want, like, a sweatshirt on. Like, but it's not, like, good sweatshirt weather either, because you put a sweatshirt on, and after, like, an hour, you're hot. And you take it off, and you're like, ugh, I'm kind of cold. Like, damn it. Like, just, I want a good temp.
Dude, if you come up here for Christmas, it's in the East Bethel Theater.
Where's that at?
East Bethel?
I don't even know where East Bethel is. Yo, Coon Lake? That's a crazy name for fucking... That's a crazy name. Buddy, that is so far away from where I live. You know where I live, right?
No.
Right there. That's where I technically live.
Yeah.
Okay, there's got to be... I mean, okay, like, I'm sure there's probably one in Memphis now. But
what about Andover?
Dude, I cannot fucking spell right now. Jesus. -1 showtimes. Andover?
Do you live close to Andover?
I don't think so. This is current location. Nothing. See, but is it actually at? I don't know if there's an AMC theater in Little Rock. That's the problem. AMC theaters are like. Minneapolis.
Are you near North Little Rock?
Yes, North Little Rock is very close.
It says it's there.
Really? What's the theater called? Oh wait,
You
don't
have.
don't probably say it.
Okay, I'll copy paste.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh, I was right by here. I've been here. This is very
Yeah.
close to the podcasting studio. Here, the
And then it
pod.
looks like you.
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing. That's also an hour and a half away. So, okay, so you see there's there, right? And you go up the street, and the podcasting studio is like right here. Like right here.
Oh.
The cool fancy podcasting studio is like right over there. North Little Rock's kind of crazy. I fuck with North Little Rock a little bit. Golden Corral, dude. I hit the theater, Raven. Think about it. Maybe this is what I'll do for break. Maybe what I'll do is this, right? To celebrate me finishing the semester, I go see Godzilla Minus One, and then I go to Golden Corral with all the old people.
Nice.
It looks like it's a good Golden Corral where there's not like mold growing in the chocolate fountain. Oh, it's kind of small though. Dang. It looks cooler here. That is not the same restaurant. There's no fucking way. Dude, don't ever get an omelet from this place. I swear to God. It's not worth it. It does look good though. Like the actual pictures do look good. Dude, there used to be a buffet. Yeah, dude. Fucking liars. This is what it looks like. There used to be a buffet in St. Cloud, Raven. It was crazy, dude. It was so... Oh, it looks like there was an AMC theater here in Little Rock, too. I wonder if it's there.
It is there.
At the AMC one, too?
Yeah, is it the...
No,
well,
it's
I
not the
can't
same
say it
one.
out loud.
It's not the same one. It's not the same one.
That one by that name?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think so. I think this is the same one.
It says it's there.
Yeah, dude. Should I go tonight at 10:30?
Yes.
Bro, there's no fucking way, bro. I can't do it tonight. I can definitely do it soon, though. 25% off? Yeah, that's past. Japanese spoken with English subtitles. See, that's fucking sick that they actually have it with subtitles, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hope they would.
That's how it should be.
It'd be kind of hard to fucking be like, I don't know what's going on, but this looks cool.
Yeah, I don't want a Japanese dude on the screen to be screaming and then the voice says, "Oh no."
They did that with Squid Game all the time, dude. Squid Game was so bad about that. Squid Game would be like, stop, and the guy would be blood curdling, like, ah! Like really loud, and all of a sudden it would just be like, no.
That's why I watched Squid Game in the original Korean.
I did too. I will say this: the guy who plays the main character in Squid Game, though, they actually did good for the English dub. He knew the assignment. Like he knew what the assignment was. Everybody else can fuck off. Like everybody else sounds like crap. But the guy who plays the guy with the long black hair who then does red hair at the end, the voice actor for him was actually good. Like it was synced up perfectly too, and they knew that. They were like, "Oh, he's the main guy. We gotta at least try," you know. But everybody else, bro, it was bad, bro. I turned that shit off. And then I remember I used to watch a streamer named Lyon a lot, and I remember he watched it and he was like, "Dude, the audio is horrible. Like that. This has got to be the worst audio I've ever heard." And he was shitting on the audio of the show, and he's like, "Dude, Squid Games is probably like one of the worst shows I've ever heard. Like, it sounds so bad." And the chat finally asked him, "Dude, are you watching it in sub or in dub?" And he goes, "Dude, why would I watch it in sub? You think I want to read subtitles the entire time?" And I'm like, fucking Christ, dude. No wonder
I
why it
hate
sounds like
people
crap.
like that.
Like, no wonder why it sounds like crap, bro. Oh my god. I remember the chat was flaming him. He goes, dude, I'm not gonna watch a fucking show in sub. It's like, why? Why not? It's like the same people. Like, the same people. They're like, oh, I'm such an anime fan. Oh, I love anime. Like, Smoke isn't one of them. But, like this. Where they'll be like, oh, I'm such an anime fan. Oh, I don't want to watch the show in sub, though. I don't like reading subtitles. What the fuck do you mean?
And what the hell do you mean?
How can you be the biggest fan of a genre, but you don't want to watch it in its original format? Like, I hate that shit, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
like, if you don't want to read subtitles, learn the language then. I don't know. Just don't claim you're the biggest fan if you don't want to watch it in its original form. Problem solved. But, dude, it's popping. Also, so this was the news. I didn't even get to the news. I was just talking about the fucking movie. The news is director Takashi Yamazaki wants to make a sequel. And this is what he said. This is all, when they asked him, what'd you think of the movie? He goes, it's good. I'm glad people are liking it. And they go, so what's next? He goes, well, I wonder if they'll just let me make another one. So,
Yes.
now there's rumors that apparently they're going to give him the green light to make a sequel to Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus Two?
Godzilla Minus 2?
Yo, dude.
Well, imagine if this actually creates a better Godzilla universe than what Legendary Pictures is doing.
I swear to God. They bring King Kong into the next one, and he's actually, like, better done than, like, any of the King Kong.
What I think I like about this one is that Godzilla is just a big dick in the movie. There is no anti-hero with this one. This Godzilla in Godzilla Minus One is like, fuck humans, and he's doing everything he can to kill them. And I would be hilarious to be like, oh, okay, we taught Godzilla a lesson. So he's not killing, like, he's not outright hunting humans at the moment, but like another monster comes around and you get kind of like the same Godzilla versus Kong thing, only Godzilla doesn't care about humans. So he's just like atomic bombing every village that he's facing this new monster in. Like, he just fucking doesn't care.
And see, and here's
I like monster movies that just do that, where they don't give a fuck about the humans around, like Man of Steel.
Yes. Now, here's the thing, too, that I've always found really interesting about Godzilla in particular, right? Godzilla is originally from Japan. And this is kind of the consensus. You said, like, oh, I love how they made Godzilla not give a fuck. In, like, Japanese Godzilla, like, Japanese culture, Godzilla's always been, like, a villain. Like, I don't know why the American movies in America needed to glorify him as some hero, in a way. And his original intent has always been, I am a douchebag. I am evil. I am a dick. It's only when other guys come in that I put my hatred aside for the people that made me, and I'm going to kick them out of, because it's like, it's my territory. It's my kingdom. Like, I want to fuck with these people. You don't get to fuck with them. I kick their ass. I come back to fucking with you. That's how Godzilla movies are in Japan. That's how the Godzilla anime was, too. We're like,
well, not all the time. There is a few Japanese movies that have him partnered up with a boy human that he likes.
But for the most part, and see, like the Japanese anime of Godzilla, like it's on Netflix. It's like an After Earth one, where like Earth has been destroyed by like all the kaiju.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And like the whole plot of it is like all these other nasty vegetative like creatures have come back, and Godzilla comes and starts destroying them, and you're like, yeah, why was everybody afraid of Godzilla? He's helping us. And then Godzilla turns out he's like, oh, no, you're next. And then he fucking just rips butt.
Wasn't there like a human like tribe in that movie that actually worshipped Godzilla, and Godzilla spared them because because they respected him as the lord over the earth?
Yes, I think that, yes, that sounds familiar. Yes. It's like, it's crazy. Like how Japan has portrayed it. And another thing too about Godzilla versus Kong too, I always thought was really interesting. It's kind of the same aspect of Superman versus Goku, right? And I know that sounds really weird, like, oh, what the fuck? But it's more so not, it's not necessarily. And here's the thing, when people say like, oh, Superman versus Goku, they're not just meaning like, if you put him in a death battle, who would win? Because we know Superman would win. He's just really OP. But it's more so a fact of culture. if you put Superman, which is the epitome of American culture, like Superman is America's strongest man, and you put that stereotype against Japan's strongest, stereotypical character that everybody knows, which is Goku. And then it's like, who would win? It's kind of like an assimilation of cultures. And that's what Kong versus Godzilla really ultimately was, too. It's like Japan versus American kaiju. Like, who is ultimately like the stronger one? Which, of course, it was Godzilla. Godzilla rails Kong. Kong is not, no matter how many weapons you give Kong, dude, Godzilla is stacked. His kit is stacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just impossible. But it's more so the effect of what it does to the culture, too. And I think America has tried to assimilate, like that Godzilla is ours in a way, and that we know how to write Godzilla better than the Japanese do. And it's like, it's Japanese. It's like that's like their thing, dude. Also, by the way,
clearly they were proven wrong because this scored higher ratings than all their Godzilla movies.
Exactly. And also, by the way, Godzilla is ultimately the result of America too, in the films. In the very early idea of it was the radiation would turn this lizard monster from the bombs into this god-killing creature. Godzilla literally means god of the monsters, doesn't it? God monster, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Or god lizard, I think.
Yeah, I believe the name.
It's a metaphor for the United States. Giant beast.
Look up the Japanese word Gojira.
I don't even know how to spell that.
It's yeah.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just a direct English translation.
Gojira means gorilla. To make the Japanese name Gojira, in English the name is written as Godzilla. So you can see that at least in name, Godzilla is half gorilla, half whale.
It's because of size. He's obviously acts like a gorilla, and he's the size of a whale.
Oh, okay. Gorilla jail. Let's go. Is Gojira Godzilla's dad? Whoa, we're getting into the Godzilla Bros wiki. The eldest son of Godzilla is Gojira and Garail? What the fuck? Who is Godzilla's wife? Mothra?
Oh my gosh. I think
we're getting down a weird rabbit hole, bro.
That is yeah.
Is Godzilla real? I'd hope so.
See, that the one thing though that I do like about Legendary Pictures in the universe they did create with Godzilla, although it misses the mark a lot, is the idea of in World War II when you set off all of these nuclear bombs, the idea of that radiation attracting ancient creatures who would have fed off of that type of radiation in the ionosphere way back then with some of the solar flares and sun events we had. It's kind of like an interesting thing. We discovered the power of the gods in atomic bomb. We threw them at the world for the sake of war. And then it was like putting out chum in water. We attracted all the ancient sharks.
That's kind of dope. Speaking of this, let's move on. Hey, let's move on to something else that's with Japan and bombs. That's not World War II. Well, it actually is World War II. Oppenheimer will release next year in Japan, despite the controversy. Oppenheimer, the distribution company behind Oppenheimer and Nolan, have decided that the film's subject matter was very important and has too special of a meaning for the Japanese people to not see, and decided that it will release in theaters in February of 2024 for Japanese people to see. Now, I am curious what you think of this, mainly because do you think that this is kind of more so like an FU? Because it is kind of like glorifying a guy who killed millions of people from your country, right? But at the same time, you're also it's also a very scientific and historical piece. So do you think that should be, released and showed so people understand? Or do you think it's more so done in a bad light? Like it's kind of done in the wrong way?
Okay, I have a very awkward or base take on this.
Spit it.
I guess it is a glorification of a guy who did kill hundreds of thousands of their people through an extreme weapon of mass destruction through his science. But I also feel like the Japanese people shouldn't be opposed to this, and nor should anybody when it comes to any type of history, because seeing the Japanese people should be able to sit down and learn the other side and their perspective on why they did the actions that they did. And it kind of sucks in today's world that no matter which country you're in, you only read your country's history inside of things, and you never once look into the ideology or the truth on the other side to see what led them to meet your actions with such hostility. I feel like it could be educational for them to at least try to get inside the mind of Oppenheimer and understand why it happened to them, even if they don't like him, disagree with him, or think he's evil.
And to me, and here's where things also get dicey, that I say too, that I think needs to be kind of said too. You got to understand, is this necessarily the right way to teach your kids about the history of your country? Not necessarily. However, it is a very historical biopic, which means that if you watch this, you will understand the story of the person who you're looking at. You will understand the true history, like the true actual thing that happened. You will get a deeper understanding of it. Now, here's where the problem gets dicey, and this is where it gets dicey, is that Japan doesn't teach a lot of the end of World War II in Japanese schools at any level except for college. College level is the only place at the end of World War II is allowed to be, taught in Japanese schools. The rest, it's technically, I don't know if it's banned or if it's taboo, but a lot of the people, they don't know really anything about the end of World War II. Other than that, they just thought Japan surrendered. We surrendered, and, we surrendered. Well, I think how it's kind of explained, and this is what I was listening to when I had a friend who is married to a Japanese woman, and he had her explain like what the deal is. And the thing is more so they're taught in schools that Japan kind of just surrendered to not to the United States. They switched sides, is what they're always taught. Is that Japan at the end of World War II switched to the Allied side, because they realized that they were not fighting for the right cause. Now, that's not what happened, and we know that's not what happened. We know that Japan was gung-ho until we, did drop those bombs, and then they were like, all right, we surrender, we're done. But they never once said, we're on the wrong side, we're sorry, guys. And it wasn't just as seamless as they make it out to be. In school they're taught that Japan, what they did during World War II was heinous. It was not right, which is whatever, so be it, think what you want. And then also that Japan realized that it was wrong and they switched sides, which is not what happened. So kind of seeing this idea of it, I feel like would piss people off, because a lot of people are going to think at first that it's not true. A lot of people who go see this movie in Japan are going to see the movie and then be like, what the fuck? That's not how it happened. That's not how we were taught. And then they're going to get bitchy about it. And then they're going to realize that, oh, wait, that's actually how it happened. And then once they realize that's how it happened, they're going to get pissed off at their own country, which is not necessarily, I think, the goal of it. You shouldn't be pissed at your current country for not teaching a standard. I feel like what should have happened is, I feel like the movie should be available, not necessarily in theaters, like where it's headlining, in Japanese theaters. I think it should be available for people to watch. I don't think there's any ban on anything that you can watch. In fact, you could probably watch Oppenheimer in Japan on Japanese servers right now on like 1, 2, 3 movies. But it's the matter of fact of, you have to teach the culture correctly. And I think what's going to happen is they're not going to teach World War II any other way. And you're just going to put this in here and really just start to not taint, but fuck with the minds of the people who are there. And they're going to get really pissed off at their own country, which is not ultimately the goal of this movie. In fact, they left, if you notice, they left pretty much the entire Japanese mention out of the movie. I don't know how many times Japan's even mentioned in the movie. How many times is it mentioned? Like 2 times? And also, you never see the bomb dropped on Japan either. Nolan even said that's fucked up. I don't want to show people that. Like, I don't want to reenact that. He goes, yeah, we've reenacted the bomb being dropped the first time, but I just think it's kind of weird. It's just a weird situation. So, the top comment is fucking crazy. It's so vile. I'll send it to you right now, Raven. The top comment literally says, I'll send it to Raven here. The top comment says, "What's Oppenheimer gonna release exactly? Question mark, question mark."
Oh my god.
Because the original title of the post says, "Oppenheimer will release in Japan next year." And so the guy comments, "What's Oppenheimer gonna release exactly?" That is so fucked up. That is so fucked up. Come on, it was already released there a century ago? Okay, dude. That's crazy. That one's way more out of pocket than the first one. Dude, the comments are so vile. I can't. The last time Oppenheimer dropped something in Japan, it didn't go very well. Dude. Yo, they already went through a Godzilla attack. Come on. Spare their asses. Is this supposed to be a thanks for letting Minus One become such a box office hit in America?
Oh yeah, you guys liked that World War II film. I'm sure you'll like this one.
Here you guys go. This is what America has to offer.
Oh wow! Imagine if you watch them in chronological order. You watch Oppenheimer first, and then Godzilla Minus One, which takes place after those bombings.
Nolan makes a Godzilla movie.
Oh god!
Follow up to Oppenheimer. Somebody actually dead ass asked Nolan. Somebody asked Nolan dead ass if he was gonna make an Oppenheimer 2, and he literally replied with like, "What are you talking about? What do you want me to make? Like, what is there to make more about Oppenheimer?"
Oppenheimer creates a machine that can catch Godzilla's atomic breath in like the form of like the cube from Captain America, and he uses it for another weapon of mass destruction. Beautiful.
Nolan Transformers movie. I'm thinking of like the most CGI used movies, like ones that would be so impossible to do with like visual effects. Like, that's why I thought he was going to do James Bond. Like, it makes so much sense. It's such a good movie for him to do because you can do all this shit in James Bond fully practical, and they usually do. And he's also a British director, so a lot of the British people would shut the fuck up about it's not a true British film, son. Like, dude, I don't know why he's not doing it. Unless he's, dude, what if he's actually lying? What if he's actually doing it? What if he's actually doing a James Bond film, but he doesn't want people to know?
That would be funny.
Like the ultimate, like, yeah. Oh, dude, Raven, I saw this post. Thoughts on holiday horror movies like Black Christmas and Krampus? Are they awesome or are they terrible? Your thoughts?
Oh, hold on. Can you reread that again? What?
Thoughts on holiday horror movies like Black Christmas and Krampus?
Oh, right. I love them. I loved Valentine's Day. I loved Black Christmas. I want to see the new Thanksgiving one that had came out.
Yes, I want to see that too. I've heard it's really good, actually.
Black Christmas was a little fucked up. I'm not going to lie.
What about Krampus? Did you like Krampus? You were one of the people that loved
Krampus is my favorite film.
Dude.
Not the shitty low-budget ripoffs that came out later after it, but Krampus 2016 was my favorite fucking film. I love that movie to death.
With the guy from Parks and Rec, dude.
Yes.
Didn't we watch that? We watched that together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did watch it together. I even showed a clip last year on the Beastcast that has like over, I think, 100,000 views on my YouTube channel of him going from the rooftops.
Yes. I
It's
remember.
my favorite. I'm getting comments on that video now because Christmas is coming around.
That's how my 12 days of Christmas thing used to go. So on the 12th of Christmas every single year, I would try to do 12 videos where I would record the video, edit the video, and upload the video the day of every single day. And every single year, it was a challenge if I could do 12 days. And I can't fucking do it. It is too much work. It burns you out. I want to test. I want everybody to test this. If you want, wait, this will release on what, the 13th? Okay, so you can technically still do it. If you hear this, record a video tonight, edit it, like not something like really easy, like, hey, this is just the first day of Christmas, ha ha ha. No, like actually do something that people would want to see, edit it, and upload it that night, and do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, until you get to Christmas. So I would always do mine until Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Eve, I'd have like a big finale episode. I couldn't do it, dude. I tried the challenge so many times. It's so hard. I can't do it. It's just like the work I would have to put into it. I even thought the one year I had it planned out what I was going to do and then tried to do it. Man, it fucks with your brain, especially when I was still in school too. And I'd have school the next morning and stuff like that. And I'd get up and I'd be like fucking groggy. Like I'd be up till 2 a.m. like trying to get stuff ready. Oh man, that was bad. But hey, from that actually kept my channel alive because I would actually upload a lot because of that. And I think if I remember correctly, one of my most viewed videos is from my 12 Days of Christmas. Whoops. Yes. Sexiest Man Alive. It's a Paladins video. And then my other most viewed video is also from that Christmas event too. Dude, this video for some reason just randomly like worked. It's just Bernie Sanders mining obsidian for like 20 minutes. I think he finally finishes that at the end, doesn't he? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna copyright it. Whoops. Sorry, I forgot. C14 kind of be an asshole these days. No.
Change the world.
Dude, this is during the Change the World, my final message. Goodbye. Holy fuck! Raven, look at this shit! What the fuck is this? Dude, the Beast Unleashed is popping off, dude. What the fuck? This is just on YouTube. This is just on YouTube. Like, this doesn't even count our Spotify or anything numbers. Dude, what the fucking fuck? Bro. 42 views in 19 hours is crazy. Aw, nobody liked it. Rip. Boobity boop.
Up against.
Rah. All right, thank you guys for listening to the Beastcast. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys. As always, you guys are amazing. We love you. You guys are super sexy, awesome people. If you guys are new here, I forgot this was even a feature. If you guys are new here, if you're new on Spotify, if you're new on Apple, on any service that you're on right now currently listening to the Beastcast, what you can do is you can actually save our show and you can rate our show. If you rate it 5 stars with a good review, I will suck your dick. Or whatever you have. Yo, ayo. It's holiday cheer. Time to spread some holiday cheer. So the Beastcast is donating $10 million to the Starlight Foundation. Dude, I remember. Do you remember the Starlight Foundation from The Boys, where they pretended like, where Homelander was like, they're using it to traffic children. They're trafficking children through the Starlight Foundation. It's just like, how can you spin such a wholesome thing, like the most wholesome thing that a superhero has done in the 7? Oh, they're trafficking children. Like, oh my god. But no, thank you guys for listening as always. Yeah. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, like the video, do what you got to do. And if you're on Spotify and all that, if you download it, you know, for later, save it, you know, for, let's say you're about to go on an airplane and you download our Beastcast. We see that. We know that. And we thank you for that. It helps our numbers a lot. And it also shows not only KILT, but it also shows people who are thinking about sponsoring or thinking about supporting our show, whether or not the show is worth supporting. So if you guys want the Beastcast to start being even more beastie, make sure to do all that ding-a-ling stuff, do all that cool stuff. Raven, anything else before we send off to our very, very, very long, dark period of time without the Beastcast and the Beast Unleashed?
Have a very Merry Christmas.
Yo, have a very Merry Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate. And just, it doesn't matter what holiday you celebrate. Have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Just enjoy being with the family. Enjoy eating food with the family. Just be glad that they're alive. And another thing too, this is the final thing I have to say. If you have family members that are alive and well, just text them or call them and just let them know that you're thinking about them and you're so glad to have them in your life. Thank you guys for listening to the Beastcast. We love you guys. Peace out, guys.